Well, ladies and gentlemen, some drama has been revealed behind the scenes. Now, this is an image of Daredevil. We're not talking about Daredevil, we're talking about Secret Invasion. Marvel drama behind the scenes. Quite a lot of it, actually, to do a Secret Invasion. It is a total shit show. So I thought we'd dive into this today. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Give us an insight into why these productions have been so bad. We think that Kevin Feige is the grand steerer of this ship. Not really the case, by the looks of it. He's there, but he's not actually steering the ship as tightly as one would expect him to be when he takes all the accolades and all the praise anyway. So, by now you would have heard about Daredevil. If you didn't, quick recap. Daredevil Born Again, it has completely scrapped. Essentially, it's going for a complete creative overhaul. They're going to be able to use some scenes that were shot, but they reviewed the dailies. Finally, not daily. No. They reviewed the footage when the strike took place, because that's like all very, very smart companies do. Obviously not, and they've deemed it to be poor, so they're going to change it. And then what comes with that are fantastic truth bombs, courtesy of The Hollywood Reporter, on a wider narrative at play, which goes to show the infrastructure and how Marvel is run is just not fit for purpose. So, yeah. Again, this is all about Daredevil, but I've covered this multiple times. But they say this anyway, which I think is interesting. So they say, through it all, the company, Marvel, didn't go with a traditional TV making model. It didn't commission pilots, but instead shot entire 150 million plus seasons of TV on the fly. It didn't hire showrunners, but instead depended on film executives to run its series. And as Marvel does for its movies, it relied on post-production and reshoots to fix what wasn't working. We can all say that's not a recipe for success, can't we? Yeah. So scrolling down, because this is what I think is fascinating stuff. Even though the company, Marvel, does not have a writer's first approach to TV, directors could feel shortchanged as well. The whole fix it in post attitude makes it feel like a director doesn't matter sometimes, says one person familiar with the process at Marvel. As its shows ramped up during the pandemic, Marvel stepped outside its usual staffing approach and brought in outside executives after years of internally promoting creatives who had been sufficiently trained in the Marvel method. So this change was felt most severely on Secret Invasion, the Samuel L. Jackson-led thriller that stands as Marvel's worst reviewed series. Kyle Bradstreet, a writer and executive producer on USA Network Emmy winner Mr. Robot, had been working on the scripts for Secret Invasion for about a year when he was fired after Marvel decided on a different direction. Enter new writer Brian Tucker, who penned the crime thriller Broken City, Thomas Bezuka, or whatever that is, who helmed the thriller Let Him Go, and Ali Salim, who worked on Hulu's 9/11 drama The Looming Tower. They were all on board as directors and helped crack the story. So far, so normal, at least by Marvel's creative development standards. Details are murky. But what happens next in the summer of 2022 debilitated the production as factions became entrenched and leaders vied for supremacy during Secret Invasion's pre-production in London. It was weeks of people not getting along and it erupted, says an insider. Marvel declined to directly comment on the matter. So the company dispatched Jonathan Schwartz, a senior executive and member of Marvel's Creative Steering Committee, known as the Parliament, to get Secret Invasion back on track when it was falling behind schedule and on the verge of losing some actors because of other commitments. Now, ladies and gents, how many times have we had series delayed at the moment? Echo, for instance, Agatha, whatever name it's got now. It gives you a peek behind the curtain, doesn't it, at what's going on at Marvel. So by early September, a good portion of the Invasion team had been replaced. And again, remember, ladies and gents, they replaced a whole bunch of stuff, right? Or a whole bunch of people, and still we got garbage. So this is why I don't have any faith that Daredevil Born Again will be any good. Doesn't matter if they keep firing everyone. They've done this multiple times, apparently. And it's still dog shit. So they had new line producers, unit production managers, and assistant directors. And Bazooka, who was supposed to direct three episodes, left the show because of new scheduling conflicts. The Marvel executive overseeing the show, Chris Gary, was reassigned and, according to sources, is expected to depart Marvel when his contract is up at the end of the year. As it moves forward, Marvel is making concrete changes in how it makes TV. It now has plans to hire showrunners. Gal's post-production work on She-Hulk helped Marvel see that it would be helpful to have a showrunner, have someone see the creative through line from start to finish. So, honestly, you can't make this stuff up. It's a term we've not only grown comfortable with, but also learned to embrace. And that's Winterbaum of showrunners and Marvel TV's intention to hire them. So, the studio also plans on having full-time TV execs, rather than having executives straddle both TV and film. We need executives that are dedicated to this medium, that are going to focus on streaming, focus on television, because they are two different forms. So they're revamping its development process. Showrunners will write pilots and show bibles. The days of Marvel shooting an entire series from She-Hulk to Secret Invasion, then looking at what's working and what's not, are done. She-Hulk had a showrunner. So this is stated to be, again, remember, Echo, when's that coming out? Who knows? Agatha, when is that coming out? What's it called? Who knows? And it goes to show a peek behind the curtain at exactly why they're just falling apart. Because they don't have any structure. They have people coming in. Weird internal politics at play. It is a failure of epic proportions. So that's why Secret Invasion sucked. But also because of who they're hiring. There's no reason why She-Hulk sucked, according to them, because they praised Jessica Gao, and they're like, great, she's given us the idea to do what everyone's been doing for TV and film for bloody years on end. We'll have an actual showrunner. Mayhem. It's absolute mayhem, ladies and gents. Absolute jokers. All of this. Absolute jokers. So, there's not much else really to say. It's just a peek behind the curtain on the sort of interpersonal drama behind Marvel. The studio politics, as it were. It's just a shit show there, basically. So, no wonder they've been producing absolute garbage with that behind the scenes. So, leave your thoughts down below. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.